When you picture the Roman Empire, what do you see? Crumbling temples, togas, gladiators, maybe a map with a splash of color around the Mediterranean? What if I told you that image barely scratches the surface? The true scale of Roman power, the sheer breadth of their reach across continents would probably shock you. Join me, and over the course of just a few minutes, we're going to take a journey. Not just across miles in history, but across the very limits of what you thought you knew about the Roman Empire. You ready? Buckle up! We bandy about the term Roman Empire so easily today, but have you ever stopped to truly grasp its immensity? The sheer scale of it is almost beyond comprehension. At its zenith, this wasn't just a kingdom or even a typical empire, it was a behemoth that sprawled across 3 continents. Europe, Asia and Africa all bore the mark of Rome's influence. From the rugged highlands of Scotland to the sun-drenched sands of North Africa, the eagle's shadow stretched far and wide. The diversity of landscapes under Roman control was staggering. This wasn't some temporary occupation either. The Romans established their presence with a sense of permanence, building cities, roads and infrastructure that would last for centuries. We're talking about centuries of Roman rule, centuries of their laws, language and culture seeping into the very fabric of these diverse lands. Their legal and political systems influenced countless generations. Imagine the bustling streets of Londinium, now London, under the rule of an emperor who lived thousands of miles away in Rome. The reach of their governance was truly remarkable. Or picture the arid plains of Syria, where the legions marched beneath the scorching sun. The Roman military presence was felt in the most remote and challenging environments. The Roman Empire wasn't some monolithic entity either. It was a melting pot of cultures, languages and traditions, all coexisting under Roman rule. It was a tapestry woven from countless threads. Egyptians, Gauls, Britons, Syrians, Greeks and countless others, all brought together under the banner of Rome. Each region added its own unique flavor to the empire. We often focus on the heart of the empire, the Italian peninsula, but to truly understand Rome's reach, we have to venture out to its frontiers. The edges of the empire tell a story of ambition and resilience. Places like Hadrian's Wall are testament to both Roman ambition and the constant pressure they faced from those who resisted their rule. It was a symbol of the empire's determination to hold its ground. Or consider the bustling trading outpost of Volubilis in what is now Morocco, a testament to Rome's economic influence. Trade routes crisscross the empire, bringing wealth and diversity. It's in these far-flung corners that the true scale of the Roman world becomes truly awe-inspiring. The remnants of their civilization can still be found in the most unexpected places. So, the next time you encounter a map of the Roman Empire, take a moment to really look at it, to trace its borders with your finger, to let the sheer magnitude of it sink in. The legacy of Rome is etched into the very landscape of history. You can't hold an empire like that together just by force. Sure, Roman legions were some of the most disciplined and effective fighting forces the world had ever seen. But the true genius of Roman power was their mastery of infrastructure. These people were, quite simply, engineering rock stars. Think about the logistical nightmare of supplying a sprawling empire, feeding millions of people across thousands of miles in an age without cars, trains or airplanes. The Romans solved this with their legendary road network. These weren't just dirt paths. We're talking about meticulously engineered highways paved with stone, stretching for over 400,000 miles, connecting the empire from the English Channel to the Persian Gulf. These roads moved armies, goods and ideas at speeds previously unimaginable. And then there were the aqueducts. These marvels of engineering brought life-giving water to millions across the empire. These aqueducts weren't just about practicality either. They were symbols of Roman power flowing through the heart of every major city. From the Colosseum's awe-inspiring scale to the Pantheon's dome, Roman structures weren't just built to last, they were built to impress. These feats of engineering were the backbone of the Roman Empire, the circulatory system that allowed it to function, to thrive, to endure for centuries. Here's the thing about empires, especially ones as enduring as Rome: they leave a mark. Their influence is not just a fleeting moment in history, it's a lasting legacy that continues to shape our world in profound ways. And I'm not just talking about the physical remnants, the crumbling ruins and half-buried cities. These are the visible scars of a civilization that once dominated vast territories. I'm talking about a cultural imprint that echoes through time, influencing us in ways we barely even realize. From art to architecture, and even our social norms, the Roman touch is everywhere. Think about it. The very language we use to discuss law, politics, even our calendar, is littered with Roman roots. Latin phrases and Roman terminologies are embedded in our everyday speech. Words like Senate, Republic, veto, these aren't just abstract concepts, they're linguistic ghosts of Rome, still very much alive in our daily lives. They remind us of the Roman system of governance and law. Ever notice how many modern languages, from French and Spanish to Italian and Portuguese, are descended from Latin, the language of the Roman Empire? That's not a coincidence. It's a testament to Rome's far-reaching influence. Language is a powerful tool, and the Romans were masters at using it to spread their influence. They knew that controlling language meant controlling thought and culture, but it goes beyond just words. The Roman way of life, their customs and their innovations have seeped into our daily routines. Look at the buildings around you, especially those grand structures designed to project power and authority, courthouses, government buildings, even banks. Their architectural style is a direct inheritance from Roman design. Those architectural elements, so deeply ingrained in our collective visual vocabulary, they're the enduring legacy of Rome. The columns, arches, and domes we see today are echoes of Roman ingenuity. The concept of codified law, of a system of justice based on precedent and legal principles, that's a Roman invention. Our modern legal systems owe much to Roman jurisprudence. The Roman Empire might be gone, but its cultural DNA is woven into the very fabric of our world. From the words we speak to the buildings we inhabit, Rome's legacy is still very much alive. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room. If the Roman Empire was so vast, so powerful, so influential, why isn't it still around today? What led to the downfall of such a colossal empire that once ruled over much of the known world? The fall of Rome has captivated historians and armchair enthusiasts for centuries. It's a subject of endless debate and fascination. It's a story of decline and decay, of internal rot and external pressures. A cautionary tale as relevant today as it was a millennium and a half ago. The lessons from Rome's fall are still studied and discussed in modern times. Was it a sudden collapse, a dramatic implosion brought about by barbarian hordes sacking Rome? Well, not quite. The reality is far more complex. The truth, as with most historical events, is far more nuanced. A slow-burning decline over centuries, a death by 1,000 cuts. It wasn't one single event, but a series of missteps and misfortunes. One of the key factors was economic instability. The empire's financial health was in a constant state of flux. Constant wars and expansion, while initially profitable, eventually drained the empire's coffers. The cost of maintaining such a vast territory was enormous. Inflation soared, trade routes were disrupted, and the once mighty Roman economy began to sputter. The financial strain was felt across the empire. Then there were the invasions. These external threats were relentless. For centuries, the Roman legions had held the line against waves of migration and invasion. They were the empire's first and last line of defense. But as the empire weakened from within, these external pressures became increasingly difficult to contain. The legions were stretched thin and could no longer protect the borders effectively. Political corruption, power struggles, and civil wars became increasingly common, further weakening the empire from within. The political landscape was in turmoil. The fall of the Roman Empire wasn't a single event, but a long, drawn-out process, a slow-motion train wreck with countless contributing factors. It was a perfect storm of economic, military, and political challenges that led to its eventual demise. So, as we've seen, the Roman Empire wasn't just a splash of color on a map. It was a vibrant, complex, often brutal, but undeniably influential force that shaped the world we live in today. Its legacy is all around us, if we know where to look, a testament to the enduring power of human ambition, ingenuity, and ultimately our capacity for both greatness and self-destruction. Did your country exist under Roman rule? Did any of this surprise you? Let me know in the comments below.